Why should you want to take images of a snowflake? There are two main answers. And the first one is taking images of a snowflake is like collecting soccer images of a scrapbook. And the second one is a snowflake is the most beautiful, most complex structure you will find in nature. Before we're going to take a closer look on how to photograph a snowflake, let's take a closer look on what is a snowflake, how it's forming, and why there will never exist two identical snowflakes on this planet. The quick answer is because the snowflake depends on the humidity, the temperature, and the airflow. And because those parameters change during the formation of a snowflake, it is actually impossible that two identical snowflakes will appear. But actually there's one guy who is able to reproduce, to recreate a snowflake inside a climate chamber. There is one of the maybe best videos you can find on YouTube, which is about Dr. Ken Liebrecht, which is a scientist who dedicated his whole life into snowflakes. In this video, he describes all the physics behind the development, the formation of snowflakes. But the best part really is that he built a climate chamber with a microscope to really film the process. So before we dive deeper into the photography part, let's take a look on one of the best footages he took of formation of snowflakes. Lean back and enjoy. Wow, that was absolutely fantastic. Besides macro room, I think this is my favorite macro video I've ever seen on the internet. But before we move on with interesting facts about snowflakes, a quick thank you to today's sponsor of this video, Valorant, which is a company who produce gloves especially for photographers in the winter months. They're extremely warm, high quality, and as you can see, and it's super easy to use your fingers, take your image, and put them back into the gloves. And as the temperature drop at the moment here in Germany, I really use them a lot, but most of the time using my smartphone. Having a little bit more knowledge about snowflakes and how they form make the whole photography part even more fun. Because when we take a look at those diagrams, we can guess at what temperature, for example, this specific snowflake we discovered was formed. At -2, the snowflake will look like plate or dendrites. At -5, it will grow as a column, and at -15, plates and dendrites again. Let's take this snowflake for example. It is a mixture of different shapes. This means that the temperature changed during formation. So maybe it started at -5, went up to -15 and went back down to -5, which is then the reason that those combinations appear. Which is of course another reason why it's almost impossible that you'll spot two identical snowflakes. So if you want to learn more about snowflakes and the physics behind the formation, I really recommend to watch the video right here. Okay, for me this topic was super exciting, but what if we don't have a climate chamber and a microscope? Let's talk about how to photograph snowflakes with ordinary gear. When you do it the first time, the most important thing you need to know is actually the size of the snowflakes. It can range between 1 mm and 15 mm, so we need a lot of magnification. Using a high magnification lens like the Laowa 25 is a really good choice, as this offers magnification between 2.5 and 5x magnification, which is perfect for snowflake photography. When using an ordinary 1:1 magnification lens, you need at least a Raynox to higher the magnification or extension tubes. When you're still looking for a high magnification macro lens, I really recommend to take a look at the gear of Laowa. Most of their lenses support 2x magnification, and when you then attach the Raynox to the Laowa lens, you can shoot at about 3 to 4x magnification at pretty high image quality. What is the best lighting for snowflake photography? This is an easy question, but it's actually pretty hard to answer. Depending on the angle of light, you'll see a reflection or not. So in the beginning, it can be very helpful just to place your camera on a tripod and use a small torch to experiment with different angles of light. Here a few examples of a snowflake where I use different lighting angles to achieve a completely different result. When you're shooting snowflakes of a size about 1 millimeter, it can be really hard to focus. When you aim with your camera, and it will probably be very difficult to really spot that perfect snowflake. So I recommend to use, for example, a needle, a branch or a knife and put it in the direction of the snowflake. So this really helps to find the snowflakes, especially when there's wind or the snowflake starts to melt. Did you know that snowflakes consist of about 100,000 small water droplets? What really helped me when I started snowflake photography was using a black cardboard, because then it was very easy to spot the snowflakes, to swipe the snowflakes away, which I didn't like. So use an off-camera flash and take as many images as possible by rotating and moving the camera while keeping it stable onto your finger, which makes it very easy to keep the snowflake in the focus. Yeah, and now we just have to pray for really cold nights, a lot of snow, and get out, get creative to spot and find some beautiful snowflakes. I hope that you'll take this video as inspiration to really give snowflake photography a try. Thanks for watching, have a good day, and hopefully see you on the next.